Welcome back here to Tri-State Sports Talk on AM 730 KWOA. We get a special opportunity here to catch up with a area athlete that, hasn't signed a letter of intent yet, but made her declarations known as we're talking here with Southwestern United's Courtney Place. Courtney, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, obviously, Courtney here in studio, we're going to talk a little bit about your athletic career and obviously you announcing your intentions to play volleyball at the collegiate level for the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, which is hard for me to say for reasons we'll get into as well. But first off, Courtney, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your family.
Okay, I'm from Southwest Star Concept, but for sports we're Southwestern United. My family has been very supportive. I started volleyball in 5th grade. I got moved up to C squad and B squad in 7th grade, and I started varsity in 8th grade.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. You are 6'1" now, I believe. Is that correct?
I'm 6'2".
Are you 6'2" now?
Yeah.
See, you're still growing. This is insane. When did the growth spurt kind of kick off for you? Do you remember, Court? No?
5th grade,
Well,
probably.
I mean, your family is kind of tall, except for your mom.
Yeah.
But as Courtney's parents, Keith and Julie Place, but, your older sister, Whitney, was 6 foot, and Sydney, was right underneath there. So your two older sisters were tall. So, I mean, yeah, it's not a surprise you were tall. I just wondered if you kind of knew have you always been kind of tall growing up? Like, were you always kind of one of the tallest in the class?
Yep,
like in
I was
elementary?
always the tallest in the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like, always being the tallest?
I liked it. When I was younger, I liked being tall. So.
Do you still like being tall now?
Yeah, I do. It's hard to find clothes and stuff, but...
Obviously, Courtney, we're talking. Let's focus on volleyball first, as you play for the now, as you mentioned, Southwest United Wildcats, but moving up to varsity early back in the Southwest Star Concept days. Obviously a program with a lot of history. You've been able to play volleyball with some really good players and play at a really high level. What has that experience been like to? You've been able to have a lot of accolades, but I think what people don't understand is, volleyball for you and for many others that commit to it, it really is a year-round sport, is it not?
Yes. At our school, we have a really good program. I've had a lot of different coaches. I had Mrs. Fass, Mrs. Owen, now Christine Malm, and they all are very intense coaches, and JO was very important. We had JO, then we had regular season, and we also had summer leagues and team camp. And we've been known for our volleyball, and it's just been amazing playing at that program.
I know you love volleyball. Is there ever a point where you think, my goodness, here we go again? Or have you always been able to kind of just look forward to that challenge?
Actually, well, as I got older, I kind of second-guessed volleyball because I was sort of getting sick of it. But then I joined Southwest Minnesota Juniors at Marshall, and when we went to nationals in Florida, we were going down the escalator, and as soon as I saw 200 some courts, I knew that I wanted to play volleyball in college.
Tell us a little bit about one thing I think volleyball is not known for, and it should, because it surprises me covering it for a number of years now, but the communication that is needed on a volleyball court, especially between a hitter and their setter. What's that like?
Communication is very important. When we were younger at our school, we were taught that is the key. We ran so much because we didn't talk. But it's really important because if you don't know, like the setter doesn't tell you what to hit, you don't know what's going to happen. And if it's a bad pass, obviously you're not going to be able to hit what the setter tells you to. So you have to talk like within moments. And it's really difficult, but you need to practice it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what are you saying to one another? I mean, they're just like little quick, like words that are like that have meaning. Then I guess
Well,
it's not like you can break it down like, "Hey, there's a double team coming your way." You don't have time to say all that, obviously.
Well, our setter gives us, Haley Schumacher, she gives us signs before each play. And then if there's a bad pass or something, usually we just call it. But the back row people also tell us if there's 2 blocks up, 1 block up, where to tip open. And so it's just very difficult.
So all this is being communicated within like basically a second or two, right?
Yes.
I find that fascinating. I really do. I mean, it's so cool, but I think it's something that, because in essence, volleyball is a simple sport in terms of, bump it up, set it, spike. But that's just the basic. I mean, there's so much more going on, both in the front row and the back row as well.
Yeah, it's we've gotten better as we've gotten older because we've all played with each other a lot. So we know kind of, like, it took a while, like when you're hitting, like to hear everything that's going on. But I think we've gotten a lot better. So
another thing too, obviously Courtney Place, they talk about the accolades, the kills and the blocks and the work you do in the front row, but also in the back row. You're very, very polished. You've worked an awful lot on your passing skills. What are some of the keys back there to be a good back row player as well?
Well, when I went to play club, it was a lot different. It was a lot faster, so I got better as the year went on. But you have to stay focused, is my opinion, because sometimes you can see, like, just guessing where the ball's going to go, but you can't. Like, you have to focus and make sure that you're covering your hitters and just keep going instead of, like, slugging off and not focusing. So I think focus is the key to back row.
How bad does it hurt digging up like a big spike or serve in the back row? And the reason I ask this is because, summertime, you're, hanging out with friends, you bring out a volleyball and you hit it around and someone really gets one and it hits your arms. I mean, that stings pretty good. How do you get used to that?
Well, in practice, we just have lots of reps. We probably dig 600 balls a practice. So you kind of get used to it. At first, like, I have bruises now because we just started volleyball last Sunday for club, but you get used to it as the season goes on, yeah.
I would think I would never get used to it. Maybe that's just because I got no pain tolerance, but that's just me. Once again, we're talking here with Courtney Place on Tri-State Sports Talk today. Well, I guess let's talk about your decision. You chose the University of North Dakota, and I guess first off, why UND? What intrigued you about Grand Forks?
Well, when we went up there, I'd never even heard of it, really. But we went up there, and I fell in love with it from the beginning. The campus was beautiful. The facility was unbelievable. It was really cool. And then I met the coaches and the team, and they were just everything that I wanted to be. So, and the town was great, too. It wasn't the cities where it was huge, and it wasn't a little town. So it was just the right fit for me, I felt like.
Were there a lot of schools kind of sending you letters or kind of talking to you?
Yeah. I got some schools that obviously I wasn't going to go to because I wasn't going to go to Ole Miss or far away like that. But, yeah, I looked at, I think I took 5 tours, I think. But I just felt like UND was right for me from the beginning.
Now, both your sisters are, went to the Twin Cities area, went to the school at University of Minnesota. Any pressure from Whitney and Sydney to join them in the cities?
Yeah, they are very opinionated, but in the beginning, they really wanted me to be close to them. But then I told them that I really liked UND, and they were like, North Dakota. So then Sydney came to North Dakota, and she fell in love with it just like I did. And so they were very supportive of my decision. So.
Are you kind of relieved to have the decision out of your way? You're midway through your junior year, so, that's one thing that you won't have to worry about next year. All you really have to worry about is signing on the dotted line pretty much.
Yeah, it's nice to know, like, before I would work really hard and I wouldn't know where I was going, but now I'm working towards a goal. Like, I'm working for college. Like, I know where I'm going, and it's just kind of nice.
Have the coaches from UND kind of just talked to you about some things that you should things to do to get ready for the college game? Differences you might notice between the two levels, or?
Yeah, the game is faster in college, obviously. But they have been very, like, encouraging to me, sort of, I guess. They think that my hit's gonna like become faster and faster as I get stronger, because I am slowly getting stronger. But they're just very encouraging.
But I think that would be, and that's really for any athlete, kind of, I think in a lot of sports, football, obviously you think about, hitting the weights, but, like it's one thing to be conditioned and it's the other thing to be a little bit stronger. So have you kind of started to lift more weights, or how's that going?
Well, we're still in basketball, but yeah, off season, I'm probably gonna start lifting weights, especially in the summer. But volleyball is just so different. Like, I'm not in shape at all right now because basketball and volleyball are just so different. And so,
how so?
Basketball is just a lot of running to me and, getting pushed and stuff. But volleyball is a lot of abs. Like, your abs hurt really bad.
I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and shoulders. It's just different.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I never really thought of that before.
Yep.
Once again, talking here with Courtney Place. Let's talk a little Wildcat basketball. You're in the middle of your basketball season here, and obviously, I guess maybe my first question is, you're a very talented basketball player as well, over 1,000 points in your high school career, and you have a very definite skill set in basketball that would translate as well to the next level. Did you get college basketball teams looking at you? I would imagine there's probably some basketball teams that see, well, this girl's 6'2" and can play outside. I would imagine there's, at least, probably reaching out to you and just seeing what your interests in college were.
Yeah, some colleges looked at me. There were some that actually came in last year, I remember, but I don't know.
You never really swayed either way. You kind of knew that volleyball was the path you wanted after that trip then to nationals?
Yes, after nationals, I knew that I just wanted to play volleyball. So, yeah.
Once again, we're talking here with Courtney Place from Southwest Star Concept High School in Okabena, and I want to talk a little bit more about the family dynamic. As again, your parents, Keith and Julie Place, and your sisters were athletes as well. You talk about that support of your family structure being so important to you, from your parents to your siblings. What do you think? What do you credit them for helping? I mean, I guess my question is kind of, it seemed like, they're able to kind of, and then your dad's your high school basketball coach too, which I would have to imagine makes it a little bit interesting. But it seems like that, the family knows that line of supporting, but yet, sometimes being, a little tough on you at times too.
Yeah, my mom actually, since 5th grade, she has brought me, I know before my freshman year, I went to 7 volleyball camps in the summer, and summer was just crazy always. She would take me like all these places, and I would just keep getting better and better, and so I owe her a lot. My dad has been very supportive of me, surprisingly. For volleyball. He's learning about volleyball slowly, but my sisters, they have helped me a lot decide. Like, they have influenced me a lot on my decision. So.
Well, we talk a lot about the on-the-court and the athletic accolades, but I know one other area that you've also been very active in throughout your, middle school and high school career is speech. And again, another interesting family dynamic when it comes to speech. Tell us about that.
Yes, I started speech in 7th grade, and for a long time, it was my favorite activity. It might still be my favorite activity, but my mom was my speech coach, and then we got a new coach. And I just like being a competitive person, so I really like speech because that's probably the most competitive thing I do.
Really?
Yes.
How so? Can you explain?
Well, you're giving your speech to competitors that are right there in front of you, and you can be intimidated or you can be intimidating, and you're going against the same people all year, and it's just very competitive.
I would imagine because it's that friend dynamic, you kind of get to know these people. And, I guess when I was competing back in the day, I loved playing against friends because you want them to do well, but you want to win.
Oh, yeah.
You want to beat your friend.
Yep. And especially in sports, I know a lot of people in sports are in speech too. So you kind of want to beat the people that you know.
What's that like in the terms of I guess for me, I'm a pretty outgoing guy, but I think a public speaking event would give me a little bit of pause. How do you overcome that? Did you kind of take to it right away, I should say?
Well, my first year I was scared, but I haven't really been that scared. The first meet's always a little scary, but I just don't really.
What parts of speech do you compete in then?
I am in drama, and that means that you have to have a play. So.
Do you act it out then?
Yes.
Kind of? Really?
It's kind of acting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I know. I'm kind of speechless because I kind of want to. That sounds really cool and fun. And man, I should have probably looked into speech when I was in school. So once again, visiting here with Courtney Place today. Again, Courtney in the middle of her junior year, but giving her verbal commitment to go play volleyball at the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks, which of course, my older sister played basketball at North Dakota State, your rival to the south. So I had to give Courtney a hard time. That I guess I'll just have to become a Sioux fan, but. Courtney, anything else you want to add? Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything like that?
Yeah, I want to give a big thank you to all my coaches, my teammates, and my family, because they have contributed a lot to my decision, and they've been so helpful on my way.
Courtney Place on Tri-State Sports Talk. Court, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to watching in action this year, next year.
Thank you for letting me come.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have more on Tri-State Sports Talk after this on AM 730 KWOA.